You're both former CIOs, and maybe a good place to start is, can you share with us how you moved from being CIO to the business roles that you're now in?
Yeah, I think I would start with, Michael, once a CIO, always a CIO. So maybe not former. Both Andi and I serve on corporate boards too, publicly held companies. And you see the same, what you see in the management ranks in terms of the importance of technology, the core strategic element that technology brings to the execution of the business plan is also a board level discussion. And so you see that happening across industries also.
How did you make that transition from being a CIO?
We've always talked about seat at the table, earning seat at the table, and things like that. I mean, for many years. And, that seat in the table is code for really understanding the business, what the objectives, the mission, the enablers, et cetera, are, and how do you apply technology to enable that, or even to modify it and streamline and make it even more impactful. So that continues to be the case. You have to be an ardent business person. You also need to know very strongly the financials of the company and financials in general, and understand how public companies work, if you're on the board of a public company or part of one, but also, nonprofits, if you're there as well. The bottom line is, while we have a mission, for example, at Biogen, care deeply, change life, provide therapeutics, we have stakeholders, and those stakeholders include our shareholders, our employees, our patients, our providers, payers, et cetera. And being part of that ecosystem means you have to be part of that ecosystem and really understand it and embrace it. And when technology is as important as it is, having all of that and pulling it together is absolutely mandatory. That's what the ardent business person needs to be, with what I call a technology backbone.
Yeah, and Michael, I would say if people think of it like a leap, then you probably won't make it across the chasm. That through your years of IT, what you're doing is you're building a track record of understanding the business, delivering business value projects, and you move from a service provider, someone who executes projects and programs that a division might ask you to do, a line of business executive, to someone who's sitting there collaborating with the business that helps them to really think more broadly about how they could execute, what's possible with technology in terms of, are they trying to grab share, create new products, whatever the business outcome might be, to actually someone who then sits at the table as a decision maker in what's the right strategic move, what's the right next move for the company, not the next technology move, but the right next move for the company. So it's your career experience that builds up, that gives you that track record. So then when you step into that next role, it's logical. It feels normal. It feels like the next extension, just as if you moved from, an applications development leader to, a functional leader over multiple functions in IT. That seems natural after you've done those things. And so I think it is more about this career building and track record of experience that allows others to see the potential that you could bring in a different capacity.
Well, you're saying that the tech folks need to understand business. What about the need for business folks to have a better understanding of technology?
Absolutely. But it's the technologist's, one of the key roles of the technologist lead person's job to help them understand the art of the possible with new and emerging technologies and how it can disrupt the business or enable the business. And so the, third dimension besides understanding technology and the core business is communication. Communication for a technologist is hugely important. And while I don't want to take the burden off of the business people to really, understand technology, et cetera, we need to make sure that we're communicating well enough, and not just communicating what is SOA and what are services and, what is machine learning, but how those things apply to what is core and paramount to the business. So I think that's a big role that we have to play. And yes, the business does need to understand technology.